Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. And today we are covering part 3 to the anti-magic demon identity theory. If you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, then part 3 will of course not make sense because I explain all the signs we have as a Black Clover community regarding the relationship between Asta and his demon. Part 1 includes the whole narrative on how the demon could have entered the 5-leaf grimoire, why Asta was specifically chosen, who's Asta's parents, and what is the anti-magic demon's ultimate goal, where there is a lot of evidence that it's to kill the other demons. Part 2, I explained the concept of the light triad and how Asta, Noelle and Yuno stories are interconnected with the dark triad as they are the antithesis to them. Essentially, the bigger picture of Black Clover is slowly shaping together into an epic clash where the anti-magic demon has a huge role to play to create the peace in the world, since, you know, the leaders are literally trash! So if you want to be on the same page as the rest of the Black Clover community and to understand our videos from now on, I'd suggest checking out the other parts. But wait, I forgot to mention, our community, oh my god! Y'all's training really is working out because we absolutely smashed the 35,000 like goal. Let's try and hit this massive goal once again, why don't we? You all surpassed the limits, and I can't thank you enough for the mana you are providing me for balls deep prediction magic to work effectively. Also, I'd like to announce Asta merch. If you want to be a Chad like my guy and have the women who are queens, I am doing 5% off with the code ABDASTA on this new shirt. I mean, just look how lit it is. I would wear this shit at the gym. I'd appreciate every one of you that wants to support the channel in these difficult times so that I can keep producing these videos by being financially stable. Please buy the shirt if you can. So as you know by now, I collected the 12 biggest theories regarding the anti-magic demon within the community. I will be stopping this series at part 3 for now until more evidence is released within the Black Clover manga as the story progresses. So remember, if you want me to keep covering this and you like what I'm doing, make sure to hit 35,000 likes and hit the notification bell so I know I'm not wasting my time or being annoying. The last theories that remain for me to cover in this series is number 1, 7, 8 and 12, which were the following: Asta is half devil or half angel, the anti-magic demon could be a fallen angel, or number 8, the anti-magic demon is Astaroth, one of the former Duke Kings of the Underworld who is trying to gain his throne, and number 10, Asta is an otherworldly human from another realm. Each of these hold evidence relating to each other since they share the theme of Asta being an anomaly, something proven time and time again in Black Clover, while Asta being of inhuman origin has a substantial amount of evidence in the manga itself. Now, these theories always get DM'd to me every single day on Twitter, Discord or Instagram. They don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop. And these conversations usually go like this: Hey, ABD, I have a theory. This is gonna blow your mind. I figured it all out, fam.
Oh, sure. What's up?
Asta is half angel, half demon.
Oh, wow. Okay, what's your evidence or facts for this statement?
Prediction magic, bro. What you mean? Now, the point I'm trying to make is that theories regarding Asta being an otherworldly human, half angel or demon will be covered in depth for you guys since articulating this theory is quite difficult. When I make an analysis, I like to back it up. I mean, that's why you guys enjoy my videos, right? So I'm going to try my best to make sense of this statement, and you can come up with your own opinion in the comment section at the end of the video. Make sure to let me know. The first thing we need to establish is the existence of angels in Black Clover. For me to do this, I need to refer to Dante's Inferno, Viking mythology, and the Kabbalah, as these 3 major principles is what Tabata has based the anime on. As we all know, Asta and Yuno were left at a church. A church meaning there is some concept of religion in the Black Clover universe. There must be a culture or significant event that caused the birth of worshipping a god. It's not like Sister Lily, the other nuns, and Father Orsi came to this belief out of nowhere. Belief is something that stems out of knowledge, meaning an event in history caused it to happen. Maybe a prophet, a messiah, or whatever you want to call it, just like in real life for faith in the said god to occur. For example, we know for a fact that elves were worshipped like gods by humans for being blessed by mana. Not only that, we know the elves are based on the Kabbalah tree of life, more specifically the 10 apostles of Sephira. In chapter 182, the elves admitted that the 10 apostles are chosen by God and have divine communication with their god that they worship. But going back to the point, the concept of gods is foreshadowed in Black Clover, which only means angels could be too, or any other race you can presume. To further back this up is Dante explaining the tree of death and his whole character being inspired from Dante's Inferno. So recently we explained that this arc is very heavily inspired by Dante's Inferno, where our handsome devil Dante pretty much made a deal with Lucifer, God's arch nemesis. Dante's Inferno is about a man named, you guessed it, Dante, who travels through hell in the 9 circles of torment, who is guided by Virgil. Dante encounters Lucifer, the great demon located in the center of hell. Lucifer, as we know, is the fallen angel of the Bible who was overcome by his pride and betrayed God to create his kingdom and have his own underlings, pretty much just like how Dante is doing in Black Clover. Angels likely hailed from the realm of Asgard, which Captain Traitor over here, aka Mr. William Vengeance, holds the arcane ability of the World Tree. The 9 worlds present in the World Tree of Yggdrasil hold these 9 Nordic realms. Number 1 being Midgard, which is like Earth in our world. Number 2 is the world of giants. Number 3 is the land of the elves. Number 4 is the realm of the gods of wisdom. Number 5 is the world of darkness. Number 6 is the realm of the dishonorable dead. Number 7 is the world of the dwarves. Number 8 is the land of fire. And number 9, the realm of the gods. Now this is the key. A realm of gods would be akin to our heaven, right? Hence there logically should be existence of God's own disciples, being angels. It's also the perfect parallel to the demons who plague the other world and have their own leader, Lucifer. Dante reveals in chapter 246 that he and the Dark Triad plan to use William and Yami to create the tree of death, the Qliphoth tree. This is another point of angels existing because Dante claims the combination of Yami's dark magic and the world tree can create the tree of death, which links all the 9 realms together. The tree of death is the direct opposite of the tree of life that was activated by the elves last saga in Jewish mythology. A popular theory was that the elves from last time represent the angels, you know, due to their white clothing, excess mana, being worshipped by humans for all their power, and of course being part of the tree of life. However, the 9 realms have distinct locations for each mythical race, where the elves hail from Alfheim and gods hail from Asgard, which by the way, it's possible that this is the afterlife Licht and Lumiere went off to when they died after fighting Zagrid. It's also important for world building purposes to include a brand new species to counter the devil problem, as this arc sets up some One Piece level of exploration to discover the world of Black Clover, which Tabata says he wants to be as long as One Piece. So with that, I have established the concept of angels or other races being introduced as plausible. Now I can go ahead and explain how Asta and his demon could be linked to make sense of it all according to the half angel, half devil, or whatever type of theories that you all have. The first point goes to Asta having a mutation. When the Witch Queen inspected his body, she stated that Asta being monolith seems to be caused by a mutation that has occurred. However, him being not special is what makes him special. The Witch Queen even stated that the anti-magic has been flowing throughout Asta's body, but he didn't even know that he was emitting this energy from the sword that's going inside him. In chapter 97, she talks about Asta in a manner where he has been chosen by this power. She says, the anti-magic power will become a raging torment. You will become its vessel. You are defective. A sudden mutation kept mana from dwelling in you. Now, we have to wonder, okay, a mutation? Makes sense. But still, there has to be a reason for a mutation, just like in real life. Everything has a reason, and we know why it occurs at birth. And you all know I have a degree in anime bullshit science, right? Must I remind you of it? My father wasn't so happy.
हेलो पापा
क्यों की होया है तन्नू
मैंने आपको कुछ बोलना है वो I'm not gonna become a doctor. I want to talk about anime and my waifus.
मैं ले आके तेरा सारा सामान बाहर फेंक देना भैन चोद
मुझे डिग्री नहीं चाहिए मुझे डिग्री नहीं चाहिए
डिग्री तेरी भैन तू एनिमे साइंस बुलशिट डिग्री बॉल्स डीप पता नहीं किथे किथे बॉल्स डीप तू आजकल गया है नारुतो दी मां दा फुद्दा पाड़ा.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Now in real life, mutations are changes in the genetic sequence, and they are the main cause of diversity among organisms. These changes occur at many different levels, and they can have widely differing consequences. In biological systems that are capable of reproduction, we must first focus on whether they are inheritable. Specifically, some mutations affect only the individual that carries them, while others affect all the carrier's organism's offspring and further descendants. For mutations to affect an organism's descendants, they must 1. Occur in cells that produce the next generation, and 2. Affect the hereditary material. Hereditary mutations are inherited from a parent and are present throughout a person's life in virtually every cell in the body. We know Asta has been monoless his whole life, even as a kid. This mutation could have been caused due to him being an experiment child in a super social program, or half of another race that is from a different world. For example, in chapter 229, the captain of the Candelo stated that mana dwells in life force. However, Asta has no mana and his magic destroys life itself, such as the flowers withering away in chapter 96. So the question is, how is Asta alive? It's such a huge anomaly in Black Clover. And going back to chapter 222, as Dorothy states that devils can only enter the human world from anomalies occurring, and thus a contract is made with a sacrifice for a sum of the devil power in return. Sekiri, Zagrid and Julius said using Weg magic causes you to change permanently, making you lose humanity. This would then explain why Asta can use Weg magic freely without a cost in return, unlike the other characters. Let's say Asta is half demon, angel or an experiment. This theory would fix the explanation of how Asta is using forbidding magic so freely due to having a different form to humans of Earth. To him, using this magic isn't actually forbidden. Another factor that points towards Asta being an experiment or otherworldly human is him surviving Zagrid's magic in chapter 203, that he used a spell that devours life. It leashed out life force out of Yami's hand, but as I already established, Asta has no mana, meaning he has no life force. He is not an ordinary person. No one knows why Asta came out unharmed. We have to wait and see how this occurred, since there are only 3 possibilities, which are it's because he's monoless, it's because the anti-magic demon helped him, or Asta is otherworldly just like the devil. In fact, we also know in chapter 197 page 16, the word magic devil said that the other devil is resonating with his magic. Asta resonated with him, which allowed him to further push his anti-magic even to a greater form, which could imply that Asta could be from another world. We also know for a fact that grimoire disappear once the user dies. However, Licht's grimoire did not disappear after it became a 5-leaf, as he died to the first Wizard King as the demon god. Does this mean that the anti-magic demon is the new owner of the 5-leaf grimoire, or does the grimoire of despair not disappear since they are special books?
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Anyway, going back to another piece of evidence is Asta's abnormal strength and speed for a human. Since the very first chapter, Asta has been insanely strong, possessing almost inhuman levels of physical strength and speed. And this is all without magic. For the longest time, we've only just assumed this was because he worked out every single day to compensate for his lack of mana, but what if it was actually the result of experiments or being another race from a different world? Tabata has said that Asta is already the 2nd strongest person physically in Black Clover, and he is only 15 years old. One piece of evidence is that he was super strong even as a baby. If you look back at episode 1, you'll notice Asta kicked the priest and made his nose bleed. Now at first we all believe that this is just a gag, a little joke, mere foreshadowing that he's gonna be super strong and a bit of a handful. But let me give more examples of his raw strength, why don't I? Remember when Asta was about to punch this dude stealing mana from kids? But instead he punches the wall but leaves an imprint of his hand, smashing the rock to pieces. Not only that, Asta is a friggin' Chad when he defends his woman Rebecca against a drunk. With one hand, he power slammed him into the ground over his body, flinging him across the room. That's like slamming at least 300 pounds over yourself like nothing at 15 years old, and this is not using magic. Like, dude, after Asta did this, why the hell wouldn't Rebecca want to go balls deep, fam?
Oh my.
Remember, buy that Asta merch, there's ABD Asta code 5% off. But going back to the point, I'm just saying, even people in Black Bulls mention that Asta has abnormal amount of muscles. His skin is so strong that it could survive Fauna's flame magic, which Asta described that it could reduce him to cinders if he moved closer. Not only that, but Asta's skin is so strong that when Fauna and Noelle tried to slap him, it actually backfired and hurt them more, as he didn't even feel it. They describe his skin is so hard like bricks. He is also abnormally fast for a human. William Vengeance thought he was using speed enhancing magic when he saw him for the first time. Asta even caught up to a wind magic user by just running early in Black Clover. We've seen this a number of times when he fought Revche? How do you pronounce this guy? Revche? Revche? What kind of name is Revche? When he fought Seke, when he fought Mars, when he fought Valtos, he displayed light speed reactions. Heck, even when he fought that thief that tried to take Yuno's pendant as a child, this man is just way too fast.
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Another point of evidence could be Asta's battle prowess and ability to learn new techniques super fast. Yami was bewildered how quick he learnt ki in the midst of a fight against PT3, a villain that was top tier overpowered at the time. Yami explained that it took him a few years to master, but Asta did it within a few weeks. I can list more and more feats of Asta's strength and speed, but this video will get too long. These abnormal feats could be explained by the idea that he was experimented on or is otherworldly, right? Magic alterations aren't unheard of in Black Clover. We know they took place all throughout the Diamond Kingdom, and the experiments that they did were capable of enhancing one's magical power and fusing grimoires, so that one could have multiple types of magic, and Mars was one of these Diamond Kingdom test subjects, and yet Asta was still able to beat him. If the Dark Disciples are trained to wield devil magic, and Julius did say that they are a Spade Nation which is military based, as well as the Black Clover spy finding their research in chapter 246, it won't be a surprise that they were trying to create a child to have this power and be a prodigy. One last point I'd like to make is what the anti-magic demon states in chapter 246 to Asta once he loses to Dante and Lucifer. The anti-magic demon says to Lucifer, "You won't get away with this." Fans have said that this could imply that Lucifer must have done something to the anti-magic demon in the past but has concealed the truth, similar to the corruption of the kingdoms. This could be either destroying his clan or comrades or family to become this vengeful being that is the sin of wrath. I believe this could be a possibility, since, you know, Dante is inciting the 9 circles of hell on earth. Remember, Dante in chapter 246 states that he intends to have all the devils pour into earth because he wants the world filled with malice. We know he intends to do this with the Tree of Death, right? Which includes a version of hell. It can be argued that Dante is inciting the 9 circles and the 7 sins before he activates the tree. Now let me explain. We know Dante is possessed by Lucifer, who is the demon king, right? As well as being the leader of the Dark Triad. It's logical to assume he assigned demons to his subordinates, including Varnica and Zeno, who he claims have other higher ranking demons. Due to Varnica representing the narcissism in psychology of the Dark Triad, she can represent the second circle of lust, as she is shown to have lust over killing others and indulging in her power. Varnica expresses this in chapter 239 when she licks her lips in excitement over killing the Hot Queen. Not only that, the dudes be simping for this bitch. Xenon can represent the 7th circle of hell, which is of violence. Xenon, representing the psychopathic trait of the Dark Triad, fits into this circle as he is shown to take pleasure in committing violent acts, and he doesn't even care if his comrades died, which can be seen in chapter 238 against Yuno. Finally, Asta can represent the 5th circle of wrath, as Dante incited this into him by attacking Gauche. The most daunting piece of evidence towards this is the description of the 5th circle, which is in the swampy, stinking waters of the river Styx. The 5th circle, the actively wrathful, fight each other viciously on the surface of the slime, while the sullen lie beneath the water, withdrawn into a black sulkiness which can find no joy in God or man or the universe. At the surface of the foul marsh, Dorothy Elf Sayers writes, the active hatred rend and snarl at one another. At the bottom, the sullen hatred lie gurgling, unable to even express themselves for the rage that chokes them. Asta's demon could be displaying the 5th circle of wrath. Tabata must be inspired from these 9 circles to create this arc. Asta in chapter 242 and 243 was literally growling and snarling with a black mass covering nearly his entire body, and he was drooling. He was too angry to express himself in normal human manner. More importantly, Asta did say in chapter 97 that the black form feels like being in a cool lake, just like Dante's Inferno. He is normally someone who tries to withhold his anger anger and hatred to redeem his enemies, as we've seen with Ladros, Pathri and others. If they are willing to change, he doesn't kill them, which is passive wrath. Asta says he feels the exact same thing as Dante does whilst using web magic, but being human is suppressing these evil intentions. And with the theories of Asta being otherworldly or Dante's son, and the implication that Dante, Zeno and Valak are all siblings, it can be believed that he's inciting the circles in his family first, more so psychologically, so that the Tree of Death's activation can bring the final step of hell onto Earth. Tabata definitely took inspirations from the various stories in Dante's Inferno and Viking mythology to make this arc. But at the end of the video, I want to give a big thank you to 5 Leaf of Despair for helping me produce these videos. This was so difficult and more harder than I thought it would be to keep it consistent and juggling 12 theories. Like, holy shit, man, this was a daunting task. So please, can you get this to 35,000 likes? I'll continue this series if you do when more evidence is released. Please follow me on Twitter or Instagram or even Discord to stay in the know of what we are doing behind the scenes. Thank you for joining me, going balls deep for that mana and balls deep prediction magic. See you next time.